Good evening, everyone. I'm Anisa Rahma from Department Antropologi, and I'm here because I love to give my presentation of my article. So here we go. This is my presentation. And then the title of the presentation is The Javanese Local Wisdom, described in Murwakala performed in the oral tradition of Ruwatan. Next, what is the traditional of Ruwatan? Ruwatan is the Javanese traditional ceremony done in order to realize the Surakarta life from Bathara's Kelas street. Ruwatan also can be referred to as the traditional of self-cleaning in Javanese. And the Ruwatan is one of the ritual to purify themselves or free themselves from bala or misfortune. Ruwatan is a relic of one side of Javanese society, which means lose or release receipts. The Ruwatan ritual tradition is also considered cared by the local community. This traditional is usually carried out by a person or a group of people. And the method of tradition of Ruwatan, number one is identifying the sequences of events that constitutes the action of the story. Number two is describing the order perspective in which these events are presented in the discourse of the play. Number three is seeking to interpret the significance of the play in which they are portrayed is told by the dalang or storyteller. This is finding and discussion of the article is the Javanese local wisdom described in Murwakala can be seen through the existence of our character, both main and supporting the character and their relationship. In the Javanese local wisdom can be classified into the first is the Javanese ethnic of coitus. The Javanese ethnic of coitus is started by presenting a meeting done in Jonggring Salaka, which means is the place the Bathara Guru and his family live. Okay, and the meeting is named a discussion that shows which happened in Kayangan or in heaven, something like that. Bathara's Narada says the chaos is caused by apprehensions of the giant who is looking for his parents. And the next is the Javanese ethnic of family. The Javanese ethnic of the family is presented by the relationship between husband and wife, between Bathara Guru and Bathari Uma. Bathari Uma is a cause of making mistake when she refused his husband desire and when she protests Bathara Guru. The protest is considered as impolite attitude because the Japanese think that a wife is not allowed to protest to her husband, and a wife should do whatever his husband wants to ask. Okay, and the next it is the Javanese ethnic of work. The Javanese ethnic of work is presented by the character who has a job as a thief. They still to sustain their life. Dalang Kanda Buana advise them not to steal anymore because it is not a good. They have to look a good job that does not damage or harm other. They have to get income in right way, something like that. Okay. And the next is Javanese ethnic of killing the animal. The Japanese have a certain way to kill the animal. It's even is described by the appreciations of Marie who has committed to dalang Kanda Buana in order to give a message for the next generation. Who will kill the animal? They have to feed those animals before killing them, like that. And the next is the Javanese technique of being a leader. The Javanese technique of being leader in Murwakala is presented by Dalang Kanda Buana. When he is performing a shadow play, the thieves come to ask Dalang Kanda Buana to protect them from the people case. Knowing the fact, Dalang Kanda Buana asks them to join with other gamelan prayers and tell the people to go away because they are native in performance area. And the next is the Japanese way of living a community. The Japanese way living in a community, there is a habit usually undergone by the Japanese that is called as gotong royong. The Japanese tend to work together. The event is presented by Suwarno, who comes to Dalang Kanda Buana to perform a shadow play for his son's exorcism, so they will not be attacked by Batrakala. And the last is the Japanese concept of life. The Japanese concept of life is the concept of Sangkan Paraning Dumadi. That is the way how Japanese have looked themselves by asking themselves where they are from and what the goal of their life. And next is conclusion and suggestion. Murwakala is rich of Javanese local wisdom and its content can be accepted by the people from generation to the generation because it is telling about human existence. It is telling about the Japanese way looking themselves. It is the way how Japanese manage and control themselves in their life. Unfortunately, there are a group of people consider Murwakala as a holy story, so the story can be told by common people at any performance of a shadow play, so it cannot be enjoyed by people in large number. But I hopefully by observing it scientifically and sharing it, it will be read by people in large number. So in the end, this is my last, and this is my end of presentation. I'm sorry for my mistake and thank you. Dadah, see you.